What's good, people? What's good? What's good? What's good, people? It's your boy, Uncle Fred, back in the house. One more again. Hit that like and that subscribe button, and let's get this thing rolling. We ain't gonna be in here long. We know it's Thanksgiving, Turkey Day, Thanksgiving. So we want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving, and I want you to uh, take a moment and kind of be thankful and look back over your life and look at the things that you are thankful for, grateful for, and be honest with yourself. A lot of times we feel like things that happen for us is things that should have happened, but a lot of times we should be thankful for the things that didn't happen, uh, that were stopped from happening or prevented from happening in our life. So and then the things that we have, our family, friends, the fellowships, the connections that we have, and then and if you're like me, you've lost people in this journey. You kind of when these days come around, you kind of your mind goes back to maybe some stories that certain people used to tell around the table during Thanksgiving dinner and things of that nature, or certain dishes that were made during Thanksgiving dinner and things like that that you remember, and just fond memories and things like that. So if you got people around you right now that you love, let them know. Let them know you're thankful for them. So anyway, I didn't want to get off into that too much, but anyway, hey, we got some football today. Watching the game right now. It's in the third quarter. The Lions and the Packers are playing. It's 24-20, and I'm gonna continue reading. And I'm about to get something to eat too, so it's about dinner time. So I just wanted to jump on here and just kind of share my thoughts, kind of give you my little Thanksgiving tribute, if you will, and kind of get into today's game. So we know this game right here is sort of like the matinee, which we know that the main game is at 3:30. That's the Cowboys versus the Chiefs. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm still kind of basking in the. Let me turn this mic up just a little bit, angle it up just a little bit. Yeah, I'm still basking in the glow or afterglow, the the aftermath or whatever of what went on Sunday. Man, that was magical. It really was, and really, I want to say it was Cowboy fan talk, Mr. Rome. And he said it best. He said that game kind of symbolic of our season. You know, everything kind of like went haywire at the beginning, and then in sort of like in the mid part of it, you kind of like got together right at about halftime, and then from halftime on, it kind of we made the necessary corrections, and the season started to take off. And so really, that's kind of how our season has been. The season started off bad, trading Micah right out the gate, and couldn't get to no agreement for whatever reason. We ain't getting into that, and the season started off kind of goofy, and then of course you tried to have to make hay with what you got in return for him until you made turn those things or picks into real people, and we suffered. I mean, we were bad. I mean, we were like the worst defense in the NFL. We were terrible, right? Thank God we got a great offense, and was able to kind of stay around 500. So we know at around the midway, a little bit past the midway point, they made some trades with some of those picks. We ended up getting Quentin Williams, we ended up getting Logan Wilson, and some of the dudes we got that were injured, be it Amarion Overshawn and Siobhan Ravel, and things start to like take off a little bit with our season. So kind of that game is sort of like is a microcosm or symbolic of what the season in 2025 has been. So yeah, I'm still and how that game went, the 11-yard run by Dak Prescott running into the end zone, and him on the sideline, man, that sounds of the sidelines. I've been looking at that all week. Man, that things give you chills, man. you hear, like, no, we're not giving up, not giving up. And I just like how Dak went to every play. Like, no, we got a job to do. We're not giving up. I know it don't look good right, but we're not giving up. We stay, hang in there with me, hang in there with me, hang in there with me, hang in there with me. And I know people say that, but that was just good to hear that, man. And them guys responded, from um, Sam Williams, who a guy that's really people really ain't really rocking with right now. But he made one of the biggest plays of the game, reached in and knocked that ball out. And Saquon, because they were kind of driving there, and shout out to Kenneth Murray, who also hadn't been playing well, right? And he recovered it. And also to Isaiah Clark, that free agent guy from Syracuse that just got it activated to the squad on Sunday. Came in and made that special teams play on that kickoff returner and just blasted him after getting knocked down twice. And so when you put all that together and you stir it up, man, that was one of the best wins I've ever seen or ever experienced. Now I know and people might say, "Oh, it ain't gonna mean nothing. I ain't going to the playoffs." You know what? And you might be right because we're up against it in terms of going to the playoffs. Um, but that win says a lot about the resolve and the resiliency of the Dallas Cowboys this 2025 edition, because all the things was basically pointed against them, and they found it within themselves to get that thing turned back right and was able to win it at the end. Man, shouts out to them, man. That's been a yeah. I've been feasting off of that all week. But anyway, can't feast too long because we got Kansas City today in about an hour and a half. Um, Kansas City need this win too because they're 6-5 and we're 5-1, so we're all right in the same place. Essentially, got the same record. And both of us, if we have any scant playoff chances, then we've got to win. Both of us have got to win this game. All right. So we look into this game. Like we only have 4 games to prepare for it. Now, I'm gonna tell you why I'm afraid of them, and I'm gonna see if I can share my screen. They've changed the templates on my wrist stream here, and I'm really not knowing how to. Maybe that's it here. Okay, maybe that's it. Let's see. Let's see. I don't know how to get to the shoot. I want to try to share the screen. Let's see. See if this is it. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Let's see if this is it. No, it's not it. Yeah, let's see. Okay. Yeah, my thing is because of this guy right here. I don't know if y'all see that gentleman right there. I think he's 66 years old, 65 years old. He's about to should be ready to retire. uh, it's listed here as the most successful coach in the NFL. Yeah, yeah, that guy right there. All right, that guy right there. All right, uh, and let's get back to here and add another one here. Another guy, and it's this guy right here. that don't get talked about that much. Y'all see this guy right here? Yeah, I'm down here somewhere on the bottom. Yeah, here I am down here at the bottom. You see that guy right there? Steve Spagnuolo. I know I didn't spell his name right on the thing. Yeah, those dudes right there. And of course, Pat. Pat gets all of the ink, but those two dudes right there are the masterminds right there. Um, all right, well, it didn't do everything I wanted it to, but that's fine. Yeah, those two dudes right there are the dudes right there. Um, because Andy Reid, Steve Spagnuolo, and um, of course Patty Mahomes. Those three individuals right there is gonna make this a very very daunting task. Let me put my Thanksgiving scene back up there. If I can find where's my Thanksgiving. Here it is right here. Yeah. All right. So back to my captions because I lost my train of thought. I got to have captions so I can. All right, so those two, that quarterback who can make every throw off platform, any arm motion, side motion, baseball motion, he can throw it like that, like that, like that, throw it behind his back, between the legs, as Skip Bayless used to try to joke about. He was doing it in sort of a messy fashion, but I'm doing it in a congratulatory method because the dude is special, right? And then of course the brain trust around him, which I figure Andy Reid is a genius. He is a genius in terms of like taking advantage of things that other teams are doing, mismatches and weaknesses and stuff like that. And we're gonna talk about that. But anywho, um, but you got those, and then Steve Spagnuolo, man. What can I say about Steve Spagnuolo? Steve Spagnuolo got like four uh, championships. He got one with the Giants for masterminding that 2007 New York Giants defense against the Patriots. And I guess he was. I'm trying to figure, was he still there in 21 um, when they beat them again, and then he ended up going to Kansas City and winning three. He may have five, and just an incredible defensive mind in terms of like taking personnel, blitz packages, and different things of that nature. Steve Spags is probably of our generation right now. If you take away Bill Belichick, probably one of the best defensive minds playing. So you got probably the best offensive mind and the best defensive mind, and let's throw it in for good measure, the best quarterback playing, in this last 15 to 20 years or so. And that's a daunting task for the Cowboys, right? So here's my areas of concern as we go into them. We're gonna close the video in about 3 minutes. Give me about 3 minutes. Like I said, they have Mahomes, they have Reed, and they have Spagnuolo. Here's our areas of concern. Now, of course, I watched the game last week, and I watched the Eagles, and of course, they jumped out to a 21-0 lead. And I don't, although Jalen Hurts is a good weapon and he's got legs and he can do some things, he can make some throws, but he's not Patty Mahomes, right? But he does offer other avenues that you got to worry about. Is that he can just take the ball and just take off with it. But Mahomes can do that too. But where they're weak is Kevin Petula is no Andy Reid by no stretch of the imagination. Now, as I watched that game, I saw we had some issues in the flat coverage. They would. I saw a couple of times Jalen would look downfield and then dump it off to Saquon in the flats. And when he would catch it, you look up, there's nobody nowhere around him. And sometimes he could run 8, 10, 12 yards before even coming in contact with somebody. And I'm like, man, we can't continue to do that. Against a smart defensive offensive coordinator, that's going to come back to bite. So I guarantee you, Andy Reid seen that, and he's like, shoot, we can get some things going in the middle of the field to get that coverage to the middle of the field, and then dump it out to Smith. I think that's that rookie dude they got. or to uh, Hunt, Kareem Hunt, or to um, Pacheco, who's been active today. So anyway, I know Andy Reid was cooking up something for that. I know he ain't got but 4 days to prepare and got to travel, but I bet he brought up. I bet you're gonna see a heavy dose of run throws to the flats. Because I saw that and I said, man, we gotta cover that better. Our linebackers got to be able to cover that better. And so those are my areas of concern. And then our cornerback play. Um, Look, I love Savon Ravel because I'm looking at what he's going to be next year and the year after. Right now, he's a cornerback that's in his second game starting and got about 60 or 70 snaps under his belt. Going against Andy Reid, Rasheed Rice, and Xavier Worthy. Yeah. So those are my areas of concern as it relates to the defense, and of course our philosophy. Every Flus likes to play patient and just stay back, but you can't play that soft zone against Mahomes. Especially him and Kelsey. They'll 8, 12, 12, 15, 18 yards you to death. So those are my areas of concerns right there. Our defensive of the flats, our cornerback play. Not that I don't think that they're good, it's just that their experience level. I just think that an experienced guy like Andy Reid that's done seen it all and done it all will take advantage of their greenness, right? Oh yeah, and yeah, I got this on today. It's John Madden Day, so yeah, everybody knows I rock with John Madden. Probably the only dude that's not a cowboy that I got like that kind of reverence for, because John Madden changed the game, man. I hate to change that in midstream, but on the TV today was talking about the John Madden Fund and all this kind of stuff and foundation, and so I was like, yeah, that's the purpose of me wearing this today. So anyhow, back to what I was saying. So but let's not fret because I still think there's an avenue by which we can win this game. We just got to get about 5 stops. Okay. I believe if we can get 5 stops in this game, remember, we got about 8 stops in a row. The Eagles. Now I know that Kevin Petula and him running that defense is nothing like Andy Reid and this defense that we're going to be playing today. But if we can get about 5 stops, I feel like our offense can do some things if we just do a couple things. Okay. How we can win. How we can win. First of all, control. No, not loss. I just didn't. I was just running out of time because I want to get this video on. Loss means line of scrimmage. I mean, we can control the line of scrimmage, both offensive and defensively. Now, defensively, I have no problems, but offensively, we do know Tyler Guyton is not going to play today, so we're going to be going with Nate Thomas. Nate Thomas, I like him, but I did notice when he got to start multiple games, you start to see his weaknesses in a short uh, sample size. He was doing good against the Jets and whatnot. Had some nice hit, but he got a couple times by what's that kid's name that came out of Iowa State? Will Thornton, Will Howard. What is his name? Uh, I can't think of he. I know we was really looking at drafting him back in 23. But yeah, he got him a couple times. It's just that Dak was able to see it and step up in the pocket or step away from the pressure and was able to make his throws and whatnot. So, um, but yeah, control the line of scrimmage offensively, and of course defensively, I don't have any problem because Quinnen, Osa, and Kenny Clark, I believe, is going to control the middle. But when we run that 3-man defensive line middle, it kind of leaves the middle of the field wide open. So Andy Reid's going to exploit that. So look for some Travis Kelsey things. So I'm looking for, uh, you know, I mean, you can't send Overshown everywhere because I'm actually looking for him to control the flats and be the spy guy in case Mahomes takes off. Right, that's the guy I want. But then you can't have him covering Travis Kelsey. Also, he can't be everywhere, right? But maybe if Donovan Wilson, 'cause I know Donovan Wilson, man, whatever. That's one of our concerns. My cornerback in the safety room, I wish we're a little bit better. Donovan Wilson and Malik Hooker have done some great things for us over the years, but really right now are not, um, where I would like them to be in terms of things like that. And I'm scared to death that they're gonna beat us 3 or 4 times over the top on some deep ones. And I'm just hoping that Malik or Hooker can read that and not let nobody get behind him. But anyway, I'm getting off the subject. Um, I'm not concerned about this. I'm just, wanting making sure we get adequate pressure up the middle. Them not having Smith on their guard, left guard, is key. Uh, them not having Smith is key. And so I think putting Quinnen over him, basically like Vosh says, find the scrub. Yeah, find the scrub. He will be the scrub. And allow him to wreak havoc. Because we got to collapse the pocket, and we got to get real physical with the Chiefs. And we really got to be real physical with them in order for them to for us to win that game. So we got to control the line of scrimmage, both offensively and defensively. Um, I feel like we got to take advantage of the mismatches, which I kind of got ahead of myself. Quentin Williams against I think his name is the same name as that dude that does the impressions. Um, Golly, I can't remember his name. It'll come to me in a minute. But he's the same name as the dudes that does all of the impressions. He does George Bush and does a whole bunch of political leaders and stuff. He can do their impressions. But the backup guard has the same name or same last name as him. But he's definitely not Smith. Smith is one of the best guards in the game. I think he's second only to our guy Tyler Smith. All right. Trey Smith was the guy's name. Trey Smith. Second only to Tyler Smith. Smith boys got it going in spades, man. Um, so yeah, I take advantage of the mismatch. All right. Which is going to be Quinnen versus the backup center, Caliendo. That's his name, Caliendo. I knew it was going to come to me in a minute, Caliendo. Uh, and then I think that the other mismatch was going to be Pickens and Lamb versus their corners. Look, man, I like um, who else? Jalen Watson and God, I can't think of the star's name, but they cannot cover Lamb and Pickens and Lamb. Okay, and I know Pickens is going to be the guy, and I know they've been saying, "Oh, we're going to really feature Lamb today." Well, okay, I hope they. But Andy Reid know that too, so he's going to have double and triple coverage around. And sometimes we get in trouble trying to make Lamb feel good and trying to see we still can go to him even though he covered. That's how we end up getting picks. Can't have no intercept. Can't have no turnovers today. Okay, none. Can't have any turnovers. We had a couple last week. Can't have any turnovers this week. But Trent McDuffie. Trent McDuffie is one of the probably top 5, top 7 corners in the league today. But I feel like, but so is Quinyon Mitchell, or Guantanamo Bay, as Eagle fans like to call him. But he didn't have no prisoner Sunday. Prisoner got away Sunday. So, um, but yeah, I feel like that's one of the mismatches. We can get time. And the reason I say if we can get time, because Steve Spagnuolo, the dude I showed you on my last slide, that Steve Spagnuolo is a mastermind. He is a witch in dialing up pressure. He'll send his best cover corner, Trent McDuffie, on a blitz, and you're not even expecting it, and he'll catch you with your pants down. He loves to do that, So, and he's going to do it when you least expect him to do that. So that's why I'm saying if we can get pass protection, I feel like the Cowboys can make plays down the field all day long with Pickens, with Lamb, with Ferguson, who if they try to bracket those two, look for Ferguson to get about 5 or 6 catches. He had 5 for 60 in last week's game. He had a couple of nice long ones too. Like the one that set up the one before the one that set up the Pickens like 20-yarder that put us in the field goal range. I think it was on third down too. Ferguson caught like a 15, 18-yarder that kind of got us going. So that's take advantage of the mismatches. Quinnen versus the backup center, the Pickens and Lamb versus their corners. And then finally, I feel like running the football. I feel like if we can run the football, that's going to help because that'll help dictate the coverages. Because if they got to continue to put guys down in the box to stop Javonte Williams, because I feel like our center, our guard center guard combination, Tyler Smith, Cooper Beebe, Tyler Booker is as good as anybody's in the league. I think if we get behind them three dudes, I think we can run the ball on anybody, any front, any team, 8-man front, 9-man front. I think these three dudes can block anybody up the middle. And then you can break it out to the outside. And the problem is we don't have nobody that can kick that thing to the outside when they do that. That's why that's a team building thing. And I'm not getting into that because most team builders will say, okay, we got a nice guy between the tackles, he can make an occasion, but let's get a guy that can like go hit a home run hitter. And we really didn't go get one of those guys. We was hoping that Blue would be that guy, and he's proven not to be. So we're kind of limited in that regard. But we can get 7, 8, and 10, 12-yard gains on that with Javonte. So look for Javonte to eat up yards, get first downs, keep that clock moving. More importantly, keep Mahomes off the field, eat up that time of possession, control the clock, and I feel like we can win this game. But it will not. Listen to me, people. It will not be easy under any stretch of the imagination because Patrick Mahomes is him. He is him. Okay. Andy Reid is him. Steve Spagnuolo is him. Okay. Those are three individuals that you gotta, that are at the best at their craft, at their position, at what they do. And it will not be easy. It will take a yeoman's effort on our part to win this game with what we're faced against, and then their level of desperation, just like ours is. But I saw something on that sideline after that Sunday game against the Eagles. I don't know. It was sort of like a brotherhood. It's like I said, hey, man, it's nothing we can't do if we stick together. It's nothing we can't accomplish, man. We believe if we dig deep. It's nothing we can't do. I kind of saw that, okay? And you're going to accuse me of drinking the Kool-Aid, okay? But I saw something. I bought into it, all right? Now, I might be coming back in about 4 hours from now. It's like, man, they got us. They got us. But I'm feeling a little something about how this team stuck together. How when Dak scored that touchdown and when Aubrey kicked that field goal, it was a togetherness about that. It's like, man, we can do this thing, man. So I got a prediction. Cowboys 27, Chiefs 24. Will it be a Brandon Aubrey kick at the buzzer like last week? Could be. Could be not. I got a Cowboys victory and what promises to be probably one of the best games you'll ever see. I know it's going to be the most watched. I bet you this game is going to set all kind of Nielsen records, right? But anyway, those are my recipes for how we should win the game, and and if we adhere to those things, and if we do those things, I think good chance we can come away with the victory after this. And if we fall short on one of those two things, it's possible that Kansas City could walk away with this thing. It's very possible, very possible, very possible we could walk away with this thing. So anyway, and as we close, I just want to say happy Thanksgiving. I want y'all to like this, put it in the chat. I know people will look at this video after you've eaten and whatnot. Put it in the chat, man. A dish that you like, man. Thanksgiving that you like, that you are looking forward to consuming this Thanksgiving day, and what you're thankful for. For me, my wife makes a sweet potato casserole that would make you hurt somebody, and I'm looking forward to getting some of that. Um, Obviously, the macaroni and cheese; those are mine. Okay, and that's I will say that. But anyhow, that's all I got, man, from the desk, Uncle Fred. Like I said, happy Thanksgiving to everybody that watching. Tell somebody you love them today and mean that. And We'll catch you guys on the next video. Go Cowboys. Hopefully with a Cowboy victory on this blessed Thanksgiving Day. Catch you guys on the next video.
Two times on the beat, bitch.